always a lot of talk around confidence. Be more confident, have more confidence. Well, how do you get confidence and what is it? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get into it.
The river flow in my head I go. Try reach me now but my cell line slow. I keep it low, it's like where I go. Try teach me how but I said I know. People know me like you like hope and I need to know premise when I show. I collect my dough, do my thing and go.
Okay, we're going to keep this very short and sweet. So before we get into how I define confidence, let's get into how the internet defines it. So let's pull up a little definition here, shall we? If I can get my password in right. Okay. According to Google Dictionary, it says confidence is a feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. I'll repeat that. The feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something. Okay, so when you're thinking about self-confidence, it's that feeling or belief that you can rely on yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean you know exactly what you need to do, because when you think about confidence, people look at this as someone who already knows how to do something and they have the confidence to execute it. And you're thinking, well, I don't know how to execute that thing, so I'm not confident in that. And yes, that's a part of it. Okay, because that's how we build confidence, and we're going to talk about that. But when you go back into your initial confidence and that definition, it's also, in my opinion, the feeling or belief that you can rely on how you're going to handle that situation. So for me, that's the ability to even try. If I've never driven a car before, of course I'm not confident in driving a car. I've never done this before, but I am confident that I can learn how. I am confident that whatever mistakes I make from the situation, I'm going to grow from it. I've never given a public speech in front of millions of people before. Am I confident in giving that speech? Am I confident in knowing how to keep the audience engaged? Am I confident in remembering what I need to talk about and hitting my points? Am I confident in being able to pivot when people ask me questions that aren't, in my standard lineup of where I wanted to answer those questions? No. But am I confident that I can make it through that situation? Yes. Am I confident selling water to a fish? No. They don't need water. They got it. But am I confident that from those no's that I will learn something and learn how to be more approachable or learn better sales tactics? You get what I'm saying? So it's not that I have that belief that I know how to do this, but I do have the feeling and belief that I can make it through. And that is what confidence is. And then when you begin to prove that to yourself time and time and time again, that's where confidence grows. So now you've been on the road driving 30 times. You're more confident now. You're more confident you know how to parallel park because you did it time and time again. You know what I'm saying? You're more confident giving that speech and pivoting because you've done 30 speeches. And you've gotten that practice of people asking random questions, of you trying to remember where you are in your speech, of trying to stay engaged and not be boring and be entertaining. Now you know how to do it because you've been doing it. So no one's just born with knowing how to do everything. We're not built with this confidence in everything, but you can have confidence in yourself. But I think that's the problem. A lot of us look at confidence as we have to be as only existing as I already know everything. And that's not what it is. Confidence is, yes, from knowing everything, but also having the ability and the comfortability to not know as well and grow from that. And I think when you recognize that as a true definition of what confidence is, you'll realize you too are confident because, yeah, you might not know, but you're willing to try. And the more you're willing to try, the more confident you're going to get at it. It's the fear of failure. To me, is the opposite of confidence. Not knowing something. That's not, being ignorant isn't the opposite of confidence. Being afraid to try something is the opposite of confidence. And take a minute to think about that. Think of all the things in your life that you haven't pursued and think about why you didn't pursue it. At the bottom of all of those situations, you will find a common denominator, and that's fear. That's it. Fear of failure, fear that you're not going to do it right, fear of whatever. That's all it is. It's fear. And I'm not saying that fear shouldn't exist. I'm just saying it shouldn't consume you. It shouldn't be that thing that stops you and is a border to your growth and to your pursuits. Being able to overcome that fear and do something despite of being afraid. That's what confidence is. When you look at people who seem to be confident and they're walking around and they're like ha 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 ha, inside they could be just as afraid as you are. One, and then two, this also could be their 1,100th time doing this thing, and of course they're more confident now. You can take that example to answer another question. So before I ask you to think of the things that you haven't done and get to the root of that and see that the common denominator is fear, right? Well, on the same hand, think about the things that you are fully confident in. Why are you fully confident in them? Exactly. You'll see another common denominator that these are things that you've done successfully so many times. So of course you're gonna feel good at it, because in the same breath you can say, I'm doing something over and over again. So you have the courage. That's the word. It's not even confidence. It's the courage. You have the courage to try, and every time you try, you fail. That diminishes one's confidence. You get what I'm saying? Because you are doing it. You're getting out there. You're trying. You're confident that you can do it. But then you're not getting the feedback that, yes, you can, of having that success. You get what I'm saying? So that can also deter someone's confidence. If you are, let's say, trying to date, and you have the courage to ask people out, you've asked 50 people out, all of them have said no, your confidence might be a little shot. However, that in itself is a split thing. You have the confidence to talk to strangers, but maybe you don't have the confidence in yourself now, because maybe there's something about you that's like, well, no one likes me, So now you're just like, well, maybe now you're less confident in your appearance, or, you're less confident in the sound of your voice, less confident in your body. Maybe there's something else that now you're feeling a little less confident in, because you're not getting the exact result you're looking for. But when it comes to just getting out there and talking to people, you have confidence in that because you've done it so many times. I say all that to say that, confidence isn't just a black and white thing. There's a lot of gray area too. But I think it's just important to understand that we can build our confidence by repeating actions over and over again and proving to ourselves that we can do it, regardless of what the outcome is. And the second takeaway is to understand that you don't have to be sure of yourself to be confident in your ability to try. Which means even if you don't know the answers, even if you don't know that you're going to be able to execute whatever it is successfully, you're still confident in yourself that you can try it, learn something from it, and then try it again. So that's my spiel on confidence. Hope you found something useful in this video. If you did, you know what to do. Give me that thumbs up. The knowledge we gain is powerful, but it's the knowledge we share that makes a difference. So share this with someone that could use a little more confidence in themselves, and I will catch you in my next video. As always, don't forget to crush it.